All right, pulling no punches. Chris Rock coming out swinging last night in his first comedy special nearly a year after that infamous slap by Will Smith at the Oscars. Chris Rock using the stage to talk about the incident for the first time.
Y'all know what happened to me, getting smacked by Suge Smith. It still hurts. I got summertime ringing in my ear. I love Will Smith. My whole life I loved this. My whole life I root for this, okay? And now I watch Emancipation just to see him get whooped.
Oh boy. All right, here now to talk about all of this, host of Boston Globe Today, Segun Odulowu. All right, Segun, so good to see you. I mean, Rock isn't usually, one to, bite his tongue. I mean, he always has, told it like it is, and then he's laced it with, funny and comedy, and that's what he does. How do you think he handled it last night?
Well, I thought he handled it brilliantly because he's the only one that was slapped that day. Whatever we may think about how it should have been handled or what could have happened, we weren't the ones in the incident. And so waiting a year, digesting it, and then taking it to the stage where he is in control, where he is arguably the best to ever do it. Chris Rock has been shaping social commentary with his comedy for almost 30 years.
Yeah.
So when he does a stand-up special, what he talks about and what he jokes about, we talk about the next day at work with our friends whenever we get together. And I thought the way he handled it was to add humor, but to also reiterate that he is not a victim, that there are real people that are victims of assault and different types of aggression, and that he didn't see himself as a victim, and this was his way through it. Whether we like it or not, it's his choice.
But he did take that year. I mean, he obviously has taken that year to really think about, because there was a lot of pressure from the very start. Like, we want to hear what you have to say about it. Talk to him. He said, no, when the time is right. And he took this year, or however long he took, and he mixed some real sincerity, with that comedy. I mean, just that line of, I loved him. I loved Will Smith, and so, I mean, and that was sincere. I mean, you could see him watching Will Smith, growing up, and then he got real with how he's really feeling about him right now. I mean, that was classic Chris Rock.
He addressed what we all probably felt in that moment, that this is the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This is the rapper who gave his parents Just Don't Understand. Like, this is, as he said, summertime, that Will Smith never gave a persona of what he displayed on that Oscar stage. And so for someone like Chris, I think he was speaking to what we all saw. Like, oh my God, this Will Smith, I don't know this guy. What has happened? Unfortunately, Chris was the victim of, we don't know who this guy is. Right. So taking the time to digest it properly and then speak on it, like I said, on his terms. He is a stand-up comedian. He brought it to the stage. He found humor in it for himself. And I think it was cathartic to get through it, to tell jokes, and to wrap it at the end of the special, right? The last 10 minutes of the special is when he really talks about it. And I think that also was very calculated. It was all well done.
Yeah. I mean, he also, he got real on a lot of things, right? He also, talked about selective outrage. Here's a portion. Listen.
The thing I have a problem with is the selective outrage. One person does something, they get canceled. Somebody else does the exact same thing, nothing.
What do you think he would? What was the point he was trying to make? Yeah, it is brilliant. I'd love to hear how you dissect that.
Well, I look at it this way: you can't get angrier than the person that was actually affected. And in our culture now, we are so quick to cancel or say that person must go away, even before the people that were actually affected have had any chance to weigh in on how they feel. The comedian Gina Yashere once said on the People's Party podcast that when it comes to humor, right? If you're a comedian, if you are unwilling to tell your jokes in a room full of the people you're actually talking about, then you're not really being funny and you're being more harmful than humorous. And the thing about Chris and his fearlessness, his selective outrage, he's talking about these things and talking about people in a room full of the people he's actually poking fun at. He'll tell those jokes wherever to whomever. And that to me is the real sticking point, right? Like, you can't get mad at someone who's willing to put themselves out there for everyone's scrutiny, right? I'm not telling these jokes in a vacuum. I'm telling them on stage for everyone to see, whether you are minority, whether you're white, black, straight, gay, whatever. I'm going to poke fun at everyone, and I invite you all under the tent to laugh with me.
Yeah, he also taught some other lessons, I think, too, in just, tackling it when you are ready. I mean, he handled it at that moment with like, wait a minute, what just happened? And he processed it, and he wasn't ready to talk about what he was thinking and feeling at that moment. He has taken this time, and in his performance and in his dialogue, he exemplified really getting his response ready and right for himself, not right for everybody else, but right for himself. And you kind of saw that satisfaction, I think, in that performance.
Right. We have to be so very careful, as he said in the special, that we are not filling emergency rooms with people suffering from paper cuts and overlooking the real victims and the people who are really suffering from trauma or from, aggression. He doesn't see himself in that way. And he has the ability to deal with it in ways other people don't. So that time away was him doing what Chris needed. Yeah. And I think that's the important part. We are not on anyone else's time schedule to deal with our own trauma, right?
I think
whatever
that message
happens
was
to
received.
you or to me is on our time, not no one else's.